A few years ago, I was chasing chukars in southern Idaho's cheatgrass and rimrock country. I had spent the earlier summer months hiking and running my bird dogs on the Rainbow Trail in the Sangre de Cristo Mountains of southern Colorado to prepare their feet for my annual Idaho trip. The Rainbow Trail is covered with rocks and scree throughout its entire 100-mile length. My dogs are house dogs and spend 6 months of the year loafing on our couch. Tough feet are hard to come by for house dogs. I conditioned their feet all summer, as well as getting them and myself into good cardiovascular shape. I turned Gretchen, my 27-pound grouse wood setter, loose on the volcanic scree-covered slopes of southern Idaho in search of those demon birds that morning. She found a few nice coveys, and we returned to the truck with a few birds in the vest after a 3 to 4 hour spin. I found her feet torn up badly on my tailgate examination. The abrasions to her foot pads were bad enough to limit the amount of hunting her for the rest of the week, and our Idaho bird adventure had just begun. There's nothing worse than blown dog pads at the beginning of a trip. I could have avoided the trauma to Gretchen's feet had I only booted her prior to turning her loose that morning. A bird dog's feet are as important as their cardiovascular conditioning, nutrition, immunizations, blood work, and so on. Foot care should begin months prior to your hunting season. Nails should be trimmed and kept short to prevent nail fractures. Fractured nails can lead to nail bed infections, or even worse, osteomyelitis, infection in the bone. I like to keep my dogs nail length even with the bottom of their toe pads, which keeps their nails from barely contacting the ground when weight bearing. I also like to trim excessive hair between the toes and underneath the feet on my setters prior to hunting season. Experimenting with dog boots prior to the season is also an excellent idea. Proper boot fit will avoid wounds to their feet, and it gets them used to wearing the boots while running. A dog's foot pads are calluses, and they can toughen up by conditioning your bird dog on different surfaces and substrates. I begin running my dogs on rocky surfaces in June, once the trails are free of the winter snow. The first outing every year causes significant abrasions to their pads. Several years ago, I started applying a tincture of benzoin to their pads prior to exercise, and I have found that helps prevent severe abrasions and aids in making their pads harder. My favorite product that has a tincture of benzoin is Tuf-Foot. I apply Tuf-Foot liberally to the pads and let it dry before letting the dogs get off the tailgate of my truck. It dries in about 10 to 15 seconds because of the isopropyl alcohol and acetone in the product. It can easily stain fabric and carpet, so apply it outside and let it dry. I have used this product for over 30 years, and while I was in the Army, I even carried it in my medic first aid kit for treating soldiers' blisters. Tuf-Foot also is an excellent product for treating foot pad abrasions by creating a protective layer which allows the pad to heal and prevents bacteria from seeding the wounds. I apply to the abrasions twice daily for about 5 to 7 days as needed. Another product that I always carry in my bird dog first aid kit is Musher's Secret. Musher's Secret is a wax-based product that is excellent for keeping snow or mud from balling up between dogs' toes. I have used it with remarkable success where the sandburrs or the chollicactus deadfall were thick. It is also great in sandy areas for protecting their feet from sand abrasions. I always carry superglue in my first aid kit as well. Superglue can be applied in thin layers over an abrasion to help reduce the dog's sensitivity to walking on the foot. It can be messy, so I always wear latex gloves while applying the layers and allow ample time for the glue to dry. No matter how much summer foot pad conditioning you do for your dog's pads cannot hold up to volcanic lava scree or prickly pear cactus spines, or even those rocks that slip out from underneath your feet in Mearns Quail country. Dog boots are the most important piece of equipment that should be in your first aid kit. I have an entire duffel bag devoted to dog boots. My favorite commercial dog boots are Lewis Dog Boots and the Roughwear's Vibram outsole boots. Lewis dog boots have been available to bird hunters for many years, and they hold up well in tough terrain. Two things about Lewis dog boots that I have found still cause foot problems with my dog's feet. Dirt seems to pack into the boots after a long spin, and they do not hold up well in prickly pear country. Dirt and debris lead to rub sores on the foot, and the spines of the cactus go right through the rubber and are hard to remove. The Vibram sole on the rough wear boots holds up better against the cactus spines. My favorite dog boots are homemade from motorcycle inner tubes that you can get from the local motorcycle shop. I use the 2.5 2.75 size tubes that are thorn resistant. I can make several boots from one inner tube, so it does not hurt the pocketbook when one or more boots are destroyed by prickly pear spines, or the dog throws a boot in the field. There are a few videos on YouTube that show how to make the boots and how to tape them on properly so that they stay on. One secret I have learned over the years is that if you use 1-inch waterproof surgical tape on the first layer before using duct tape as your second layer, the boots are less likely to come off. At the end of the day, make sure you do a thorough examination of your dog's feet. Check for abrasions or minor wounds and treat them as necessary. Look between the toes and around the large foot pad for grass seeds or thorns, cuts, and cracks. Think about the terrain you are hunting before you turn your dogs loose. Good foot conditioning prior to the hunting season and dog boots can make your canine partner have a better, pain-free hunting experience.